Hello. Today I'm gonna show you how to make the mass emailing program that we use here at Top Uniforms. Yes, so we're gonna get started. This is how we reach out to all of our principals, gym contacts, any sports or club contact all over the city, and we do this on a monthly basis. Yeah, so let's get started. So first off, you have to get started with Act. We're gonna go into Act. And before you start the emailing, you will know, first of all, who you're emailing, and you'll have the promo ready to go. Yes, so let's start off with basically everything below All Schools Canada we no longer use at Top Uniforms. The first category you're going to look at is All Schools Canada, and it breaks down into two things, provinces and special groups. In special groups, you're going to find a whole whack of different things, but I'm just going to go to our November target group. And I'm going to go into drama. Yes. And to actually get into the group, you have to click view contacts within group. Okay, so what you're going to need to do is set up your columns for the emailing process, and you have to do it exactly as the instructions tell you. If you need to see what it looks like, the column setup, you can find that in the tools folder in the emailing folder. Yes, so if you just go to Y Storage, there'll be emailing. This is where all the promos actually are that we email out and all the macros that we use. So if you just go to the tools folder, in there you'll find the emailing manual. You're just going to open up the manual, and if you go to the third page, it will show you what your column should look like right here. Now the thing is the ones with the asterisks beside it, those are going to change to whomever you're actually emailing. So if you're emailing basketball, it's going to be basketball, male basketball, or female basketball, and then you're going to change this to female basketball email, and the status you're going to change to female basketball or male basketball status or drama status. For what we're doing right now, we're going to be doing drama, so everything's going to be changing to drama. So, first of all, contact company, address, city, province, postal code. We're going to grab those first. I like to start with a clean slate. So we're grabbing drama first. Drama, company, address 1. So I'm going to have to go take another look. Address 1, city, province, postal code. City, province, and postal code. And then we're going to get the dark color, the light color, the school short name, the mascot, the code, the drama email, drama status. Oh, and we're missing color group F. Color group F is basically how we break down our groups, this actual school colors. So there's three of them. There's double dark, standards, and dark whites. We'll go into more detail further on into the video. Perfect. And then I'm just gonna coincide with this. It has to be in this order for any of our macros to work. So yeah, school short name, mascot, code, email. Yep, looks perfect. Oh, and please ignore this font, this one right here. In fact, we're gonna delete it right now and click save. And then I click OK, and it arranges all the columns as I set up with the drama at the beginning and drama status at the end. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sort by each column. Basically for the macro to actually work, um, you you need to have a piece of information in every cell. Depending on which empty cell or what information is missing, it really kind of depends on whether or not you're going to be able to email them. Like if a postal code's missing in the Excel sheet that we're about to make, you're going to be able to just put a period in the empty cell. But if it's like something like the mascot or one of the colors, you will have to omit them. And let's start off with the status column. So basically, as you can see right now, I'm going to demonstrate how to show. I'm going to demonstrate how to make a promo for top uniforms. So that means that we're going to have to omit anyone that says do not email top. When you email for Peel, you just omit do not email Peel, and you can still email anyone that says do not email top. Although if you go further down slightly, oh, a little too much, you should also see some do not email both. Oh, where did it go? Right here as well. So I'm going to take those ones as well. And there's some do not email all, and also remove any just do not emails, and just omit. Never ever click delete inact because that will actually remove the contact. And as you see, I kept do not email Peel because anyone that we're emailing right now hasn't unsubscribed to Top Uniforms. Now I'm removing the drama status column. Perfect. Last, we no longer need ACT right now, so we're going to move on to Excel. And you can do that just by pushing this export current list to Excel button. It's going to just make it into a nice Excel sheet, which is the pretty cool feature in ACT. Perfect. Now that our sheet 1 is ready, we're going to have to make a folder. So I'm just going to close that. And then I'm going to go into our Y storage where we do all our emailing again. So where's that emailing folder? Right over here. We can go to 2015, 2016. And in here you will go to our November 2015 group. Okay. So basically for the month of November, these were all the different clubs and sports we targeted towards. As you can see, there's two Excel sheets. Master Sheet 1, uh, which would be the one for the high schools, and then the Master Sheet for K-8. These Master Sheets are basically to ensure that every time you make a promo, that every school that we want, that we're targeting towards, we're making them a promo even though we don't necessarily have a contact at the school. The reason this happens is because sometimes we'll send a volleyball promo to a school, and the person will call us and they'll be like, they would they will show interest towards a cross country promo. It takes about 20 minutes just to make an individual promo, but this macro will make it in less than 2 minutes. So if we make it for all the bigger schools in Canada, we're less likely to have to go back and make it later. Okay, so yes, when we're actually making the macro, you'll be using the master sheet, and then this sheet is just for the actual emailing process. Okay. Oh, hold on. Sorry, this one right here. Okay. So we're gonna start it off by making a folder. No. We're gonna start off by making a folder called test. Okay, and then in that folder, we then have to make two other folders called final output and CDR. Perfect. And then we're gonna have to put a couple things in this folder for it to start this process. So we're gonna first of all grab the master sheet, bring that over, and then we're gonna go back to that tools folder where you find the manual. And in this folder, you need to grab two things: the Excel macro that we use for this process, and the color. Oh no, we don't. You don't. Oh, just grab the color sheets just in case. And that sheet's just all the colors that we use. Perfect. Also, you want to save your sheet one in the folder, just in case you ever have to refer back to it. Or if your computer shuts down, you don't want to lose that, right? Okay, and we're gonna do that by going to Y storage, emailing, and down to November, and then down to test. And we're just gonna save it in there so we have it. Perfect. So there's a few more things we have to do before we can actually get started on making the macros. First of all, we have to make our contact sheet. This is a sheet that our emailing program will use to actually email everyone. And the contact sheet, that's why we brought over this Excel macro right here. So right now, this would be when you make sure every cell actually has a piece of information. Say if a couple of these were empty, you could just fill them in with a dot. The thing is every single one of the schools will need to have both colors and as you can see, the color groups, because that's how Corel, it kind of just divides them up into their color groups. It makes folders and it puts every color group together. Also, when you take a look at the mascot column, you're going to see some no mascots. For those, you're either going to put the school short name or remove the schools. It really depends on what you're emailing. If you're emailing for sports, then you're able to just grab the school short name. And then, well, right now I'm emailing for drama, so the Victoria would work, and that would work as well. Yeah, so we're gonna keep them. And here you see athletics. Athletics actually is not a mascot, so we're just gonna grab the short name. You will want to talk to either Lucy or Jay. No, most likely Lucy, just to make sure that that will work with the promo. If it doesn't, then you'll just remove the schools and you'll delete those rows. Like that. Okay, cool. So now we're ready to actually run our Excel macro. And to do that, it's pretty straightforward. So we're just going to copy all the information and we're going to bring it over to the Excel macro over here. Oh, sorry, this is important. Sometimes to run the actual macro, you just click Control H at this point, or sorry, Control H, not Control F, and it's not working for either one. The reason is because you have to actually enable the macro right here. So right now it's disabled, you click options and you click enable content, click OK, and then we're going to try clicking Control H again, and there you go. Right now it's going through the emails, it's making sure that there's no duplicates so that we're not emailing a person twice. It's also dividing everything up into their own Excel sheets, in which I will show you shortly. We no longer use we've changed the emailing process significantly, so you're just going to delete those. You see it made these three sheets right here, and it also made this contact sheet. That's what we really need. We no longer use these ones here, so we're going to select them and click delete. Perfect. So we're all pretty much set up to start start actually making the macros. The one thing we do need though is an actual macro to make. Oh, it's really important to notice that if you're ever making your own like master sheet, as you can see right here, there's no email in between the code and color group, because now to actually make the emails, or to actually make the macros using Corel, we don't need the emails there. That's why there's a difference between the master sheet and the sheet one that we use. So just keep that in mind, okay? So we're gonna close that for now. No, we did not change anything. Our contact sheet, it automatically opens up your contact sheet, and this is something nice to just keep open while you're actually making your macros, uh, because you're able to track how much of each color group you have. Okay, so we're just gonna close that and close that. So, oh yes, the last thing we need to do is actually grab a macro. So we're going to back to the promos folder, and if you'll see, there's a templates with yarn. That's what we're really working with right now. As I reiterate, Lucy or Jay will let you know if you when you have the actual macro ready. And here it is right here. So we're just gonna copy it over, and we're gonna bring it back to our folder. That is the November 2015, and then we go back to test, and we're gonna paste. Awesome. So then to actually start creating the macros, you're gonna have to open up Corel. You'll find that every single computer has this laptop program. You're just gonna click it open, and this is gonna open up right here. You're gonna have to log on to some of the computers, and you'll have your own password and username to get on. So I have I have four of the laptops open right now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open up Corel 17. To actually start the macro, you're gonna always need to click New Document, and then you'll find that all the computers have this little play button over here. If not, it's this. This is just the macro toolbar, and to get it open, you can just right click up here, and you can check it on or off. So we're just gonna click the play button, and the macro that we're using right now is this one right here. As you can tell, there's been a couple modifications and upgrades. So we're gonna just open it up and click run. It's pretty simple and straightforward. This part, all you have to do is copy the working path to the folder, and you're gonna paste that right over here. Oh, okay. And then you're going to grab the name of the actual macro itself, rename, copy, and lastly, you want to also copy and put in the master sheet name. So everything's set up, and then you want to Q10. These 10 are just pretty much tests to make sure that everything is good to go, everything's working, and then you will send these tests to Lucy. She will confirm they are accurate, and then you would continue to make them. You know it's making your macros when you can go into your test folder, and it also and then you go into your final output, and as you can see it started to make them because it started to make the folders for the color groups white, standard, and double dark. And you can just open it one up to take a look, and there you go. So at this point, you would take at least two of each. You would put it in an email and you would send them all to graphics at tobeseen.ca, and you would get confirmation that they're all accurate, the macro is working correctly, the template is right, and after you get that A-OK, you would then continue on and you would queue some more. So you could do that by just starting the macro again, and we've already done 10. So, and then we can do up to, I strongly recommend you don't do 50, you don't queue 50 at a time, but 25 at a time isn't so bad. So I'm just going to do 30, then I'm going on. The thing is like you can, I put 11, but you could put 10. It's not going to create two or anything. There's no overlap. It'll just skip right over because it sees that there's already one made for it. If you go back to the folder, you can also see that for every computer I'm using, it also makes this notepad sheet. This is empty right now, but if Corel were to crash, you just have to close it, and then you could open this notepad sheet up, and it would show you how many it actually made before it crashed, so that you would know. I would just have to queue back onto that row. So yep, I'm just gonna queue some more on another one so you guys get the idea. Oh, as you can tell, I was not using the correct macro. Let's fix that. There we go. Perfect. And then we're gonna grab our master sheet. And we're gonna queue 30 or 31, depends whatever you want to do, to 50, or we'll do till 60. Okay? And then you would queue some more, going so on and so forth. We're gonna check back in on how we're gonna check back in on our folder to see how many it's actually created. You can also do that by going to the CDR folder. So right now it's made 30 out of the 60 I've queued. And if you take a look in your actual, don't want to open this one while it's making, while it's actually making macros. So if you just go back and you open up the original, you can see that it goes down to 1412. So you'd be making up till 1412, but you would only be sending to the ones that you actually have a contact name and email for, and that's why we made that initial that contact sheet that's in your final output folder. Let's just take a look at that again. This one right here, because the mass emailing program is just going to take everything from this folder and it's going to use that information. So after it's made all the promos that you need, you're just going to go into one of the laptops and you're going to open up the local C drive. And then in the local C drive, there'll be Smurf. You open up Smurf step 1, and you want to link it to that folder, that final output folder you've been working on for the past little bit. It's gathering all that information. As you can see right here, oh, sorry, just give it a moment. While it's doing that, we're going to pull the body and the text for the email, and that you can find in the tools folder. You're just going to go to emailing text, and here you'll find all the options you have. And we're just going to go to November music, or sorry, November drama. Going to copy that subject, and I'm just going to plop it right there. And I'm also going to grab the text. Make sure that you get the unsubscription legally with the whole anti-spam law. We have to give everyone the opportunity to unsubscribe. Now I'm going to go back up here, and as you can see, these three lines or these three columns are very empty at the moment. If you've done the entire email process correctly, it should look like this all the way down. But for sake of time, I only made about 30. And I'm also going to click set content. So this is how it should look. And as you can tell, it took everything from in between the percentage signs and it replaced it with the information of the individual which we're trying to contact, such as their postal code right there and their school short name. Now we just have to save this, and we're going to do that in the folder we're working in. And I like to call it ready to email. Click save. Lastly, finally we are at our last step where we're actually going to be doing the emailing. So you just want to load your CSV file, or no, sorry, not yet. You're just going to open up your file. Going to go back to November test. Open, oh, open the ready to email. It's pulling all that information. Beautiful. So at this point, you want to save this listing. You need to save this listing so that we can work on bounce backs when we have the chance. We basically want to resend all of the emails that bounce back and didn't go through. So we're just going to name this full list. And click save. Then you just want to right click and click select none. And this is a point where you're just sending a couple of tests to Lucy. So we're just gonna make sure we want to send her one of each color group. So I'm just gonna actually bring this, physically move this column over here, just so I can make sure that I'm getting the right ones for her. I'm gonna send her one of those, two of those ones, and I'm just doing that by reading and two double darks. And you want to change their emails to graphics at 2bscene.ca. Control V, Control V, and just make sure you get everybody. Great. And then you click email. After Lucy has confirmed that everything is accurate, you're just going to go to File and you're going to reload the listing. And then click Email for Reels. Okay? And as you can see here, it's telling you that it's finished and your actual email has gone through. And I think that's everything. Okay? Thank you very much. Have a great day.